Real quick housekeeping stuff before we get into the full-on video. The first thing is I want to go over the discs that I got yesterday at Flexline. That video got cut off because I was planning on playing a round after, but it legit just poured the whole time. So I ended up not being able to get out and throw these until yesterday in the rain. So I couldn't record, but I'll show you guys what I got and what I ended up with, I guess. And yeah. So first of all, we'll start at putters. I ended up going with the Soft Pro Toro. Max weight, really kind of gummy and flexible. Forehand's really nice. I've only thrown these a couple times, and I will be doing a video where I throw them a lot more. But like this disc, it hits and sits. It's like a really soft, harp or a soft zone. So really good for like landing on a hill and not skipping. It actually forehands a lot better than I thought it would, being so flexible. Second, we got an AVR 3. I thought I might try this out for a putter. It throws pretty well. It's pretty straight for me, but I hate it on putts. It's like a brick. It doesn't go anywhere. Feels really like deep in the hand. So I haven't really been liking it. I have tried it out putting. Oh, also, these tombs, right? I'm still not messing with them. I have Halo Nexus Invaders on the way. I ordered them from Tree Magnets. They just shipped out yesterday, though, so they're not going to be here for a few days. We got to suck it up with these for a little bit longer. But I did want to show you guys, down below, probably a video is playing, or maybe on the side, of my last putting round from the putting league I competed in. So I know a lot of you guys don't know me very well, and I'm not the best putter in the world. I definitely putt worse under pressure, but in general, I have pretty good C1X putting stats. So I wanted to play that for you guys so you can kind of get a baseline of how I normally putt and see that these putters just do not come out like my other putters, and they don't mesh with me very well. So just a baseline for you guys, so you know I'm not just a 10% C1 putter who's trying out new putters. I'm normally a little bit above 80% in C1, and these putters make me like 20%. Moving on with the discs I got yesterday, Glow Mako 3. This thing flies really nice, flies just like you want a Mako 3. For me, it flips up and turns a lot of the flight. I can't seem to keep it straight unless I started on quite a bit of hyzer, but you know my throwing stats if you've watched my videos. I have like 1450, 1500 RPM. I think a disc like this just doesn't stand up to 70 mile per hour plus arm speed very well. It's more for those touchy shots, which is totally fine. Okay, we got iDie Rock 3. This thing is flippy as hell. If you're a Rock 3 thrower and you want a flippy rock out of the box, this thing is it. It flies close to that Mako 3. So for me, I don't know if it's going to end up in the bag. I have to throw it a few more times just to make sure I'm not tripping. Super gummy, even like a little puddle top, and it just is flippy as heck. So we're going to keep messing around with this, but that's the initial review of it. Moving on to the fairways, we picked up that beautiful Luster T-Bird 3. I love this disc. It feels amazing. It reminds me of a baby Luster Emperor. Just beautiful in the hand. Flies so nice. It's really stable. This is going to be money for those kind of controlled 7-speed slots. It kind of flies like an FD1 in my opinion. Star TL3. This thing goes a lot farther than I originally thought. It flies a lot like that Centurion. It's a real slow flip, and even a tiny bit of hookup at the very end. I do have to give it some height. It is a flippy disc for me. So we'll see where this makes it in the bag. I'm really liking that Metal Flake Centurion. It's just a little bit slower flipping for me. So it'll probably be between this and the Metal Flake guy for that turnover slot. I got a max weight Champ Halo Destroyer, the Owen Scoggins one. I already bagged one of these. The one that I bag is 170 and this one's 173. So I wanted to get this as a backup and to have a little bit more weight for those windy drives. And then the used pile, we got a Calvin Heimberg Halo Destroyer and a Garrett Gurthie Star Emperor. I think this might be Swirly Star. Both of these are flippy as heck. Bomber drivers for me. Neither one is very stable. I can start it on hyzer, flip it all the way over, glide right, barely hook up at the end. So these are like kind of that Shrike slot for a lot of you probably, or maybe like a Swirly Emperor slot. Like them, they fly really well, but they're not going to be like a workhorse driver for me, more like a bomber disc. Okay, let's get back to the video. putter only round at Nick Lutz's in Carnation, Washington. This was a really fun one. Had a blast. All right, guys, it is day 5 of the Innova Challenge. We're here at Nick Lutz's in Carnation, Washington. 9-hole course with alternate tee pads. Since we got a break in the weather, I wanted to come out here while I could. I think today we're gonna do a putter only round. I'm gonna count that as 4 speeds and below. So we got the Invader, the Tomb, both Toros, and our putting putters to use today. This is a shorter course, mostly through the woods. So we're gonna see how these putt and approach discs kind of work in the woods, and we're gonna work on our gap hitting and shot shaping abilities. So we'll talk more kind of as we go through the course on what the plans are moving forward, what we're gonna have in the next 3 weeks. We did just hit up FlexLine discs, so we have some new discs to test, but I wanted to save those for when, you know, the weather isn't so good and I get a quick 30 minutes to run out to a field and get some testing done. While the weather's good, I wanna show you guys some course play. It says hole 1 is 250 feet. Basket's right off to the left down here in this big group of trees. So the shot looks to me like you wanna go down the path as far as possible and then cut left at the very end. Kind of skip. We're gonna do a few off every tee today, just because I really want to get to know the Tomb, the Invader, and exactly how these Toros fly. So we'll start off with the puddle top Toro that we've been throwing around. I think a baby amount of hyzer straight down the middle. Just push it as far straight as we can. Hopefully we get a little skip to the basket. Not too much power needed. Yep, skip off the path, beautiful. Yeah, 10-footer. We'll throw the other Toro as well. I think this one is a bit straighter. So we'll test that. Yeah, a little less hookup, still got a good skip, parked. Oh gosh. They're just so wobbly out of the hand. So hole 2, basket's right here. It's like a turnover with a little bit of a more stable disc, or maybe a skipping forehand will work as well. I think we're gonna try both Toros here. We're gonna try the less stable one on a slight ante. Hopefully we can kind of flex it through this gap. This is not my preferred shot, but trying to get a little better at it. A little bit of ante, don't hit a tree. A little high. Pulled out earlier than I thought, actually. I didn't seem that stable the last time I threw it. We'll go puddle top guy on a forehand, just really try to rip it hard, skip right at the end. Yep. Yeah, definitely a putt there. Kind of the regular play, the forehand. We got a little putt here, maybe a 30-footer. This Toro, I actually threw it in warm-ups, and it was not very stable on backhand. So I didn't want to overturn it there, but it seemed like I didn't give it enough ante, and maybe I just didn't throw it hard enough. But let's see what we can do with this putt. Hopefully you guys can see the basket. Use your legs. Oh, so this is a low ceiling 400-foot shot. 0% chance you get a putter there with this low of a ceiling, but we're gonna rip these pretty hard and we'll see which one goes farther. My guess is the Tomb should. Seems a little faster, but slight hyzer. Just get it out there. I gotta cut it close to the ceiling if I want any chance at getting even close to the basket. Yeah. Okay, flip the whole way, solid. Slightly uphill, I'd guess that's probably a little over 300. And the Tomb, maybe a little less hyzer. Get it close to the ceiling again. Yeah, that's a full flight. Sweet, right on the tree. I'll actually measure these ones and tell you guys how far they were. This Invader, 315. Yeah, I just cannot grip that thing, man. And then the tomb is over here. Honestly, kind of pumped it a bit. Let's see what we got here. 345. Hole 4 is 195 feet. We're gonna go with both Toros. So this is kind of the shot that I feel like I don't really have a disc for. I think these Toros hook up a little too much at slow speeds. I'm gonna have to throw them on like a little baby flex, which I'm not very good at. I wish I had a disc where I could forehand it and it would just go dead straight and not too far. Basically a berg or even a range. But we're gonna try to hug this left side and just put them out there flat, not too hard. This is the puddle top one first, should be a little more stable. Come on. Oh my gosh, you basted, boy. All right, this one should be a little less stable. These Toros, man, they're pretty good. We're gonna go same-ish shot, a little more hyzer. Okay, it did seem a little less stable. I just missed my line. Hole 5, it's a little flex through this gap. This is an island hole, so you have to get inbounds or you go to the drop zone. We're gonna throw both Toros here. This is kind of like my anti-style right here. Nice, soft, gap-hitting, angly shots. Give this a little bit of ante. Hope it gets stable. Oh, beautiful tree kick. Parked. We'll go with the more stable one. I think I like this one better. I feel a little more like safe when I throw it. Yeah, get through. Oh, I think we made the island. All right, hole 6 is 234. You got 2 lines. Through the gap, kind of skipping to the left or straight down the gut through this low ceiling gap. We're gonna throw both lines. So Toro first. Make sure we dry it off so we don't misrelease it. Kind of hard on hyzer, and we're gonna hope we get a skip left. We just gotta focus on hitting the gap. And kind of high, because we need to get pretty far left, and it's a pretty stable disc. Oh yeah, good shot, 20 footer. And then we're gonna go with the harder gap with the Invader here. We haven't got to throw this guy very much. Let's see if he can actually make it there. Maybe better for a tomb because of the ceiling, but let's pop him up flat. Let him drift right a little bit if we can. Get through. Oh, it was actually like ace run city if it didn't hit the branches, but it's parked, so nice. We're pretty much double parked. Honestly, if we had some good putters, this would be no question. Toro, little puddle top guy. God. And then Invader straight down the middle gap. Nice. Hole 7, 248 feet. Basket's right up here on the left in these little trees. Perfect putter shot for honestly, probably all 4 of these putters you can park this hole with. So we're gonna go all 4 in a row, see how many we can park. As long as we don't shank them, we should be fine. It's a pretty easy shot. So we'll start with the one I'd probably use on this hole first. Puddle top Toro, out a little bit wide, let it skip back to the basket. Doesn't need to be crazy hard. I do gotta get it there. Ace. Oh my goodness. Oh. All right, we'll go second Toro. This one's a little straighter. So we're gonna put it kind of more of a straight line shot right to the right of these trees and just have it just barely fade at the end. Hopefully, less hyzer, less high. Dude, I knew that thing wasn't that stable. What? That thing is really confusing me because like when I did that flex shot, it stabled out pretty quick. But there, it didn't seem stable at all. All right, tomb, metal flake guy, gotta be a little hyzer, not too hard or go 50 past the basket. Oh no. sawed it off a little bit. Hit a tree. Oh, dang it. Last one, Invader. Oh, we'll go slight hyzer, pop up. Sit down. So that thing does go pretty far. I thought it might be a little slower than the Tomb, but it seems pretty similar. All right, we'll only putt from the harder ones. The line we would normally throw with the disc we would normally throw, parked, but you know, we're working on getting better. The Toro is way over there. I don't know what's going on with that disc. He might be coming out of the bag because it seems really unpredictable. It's like, sometimes it seems like it hooks up well. Sometimes it seems like it's straight. So try to get this Tomb there. Oh, it's so bad, bro. Like, I just cannot pop this disc out. Hole 7 is 222. I'd set you guys up where I think you can see the basket. It is right here. So it's a forehand, a little skipping forehand. With a Toro, this is gonna be a bit of a pump because you need to get straight for a while and then get pretty far right after. So we're gonna kind of full send these Toros a bit. See if we can get them there. Puddle top guy first. I don't wanna talk about this guy. Just a nice, hard forehand. Less stable guy. Pretty parked. Third try, puddle top guy. Just put him kind of, hit that tree there on hyzer. If I hit that tree, I'm gonna be upset. That's it. Okay, I didn't hit it. Good skip. Maybe 15 footer. I'm gonna throw these putters, little backhand and hyzer too. Why not? It's a shot we need to practice. Although it does not shape well for this hole at all, I think. Kind of high on a little bit of ante. Okay, that is beautiful. Tomb, metal flake guy. No, so close. All right, nice little spread we got here. Toros are a little shorter. Like I said, this is kind of a hard hole for the Toro, I think. You gotta get really right, and it's like 225 or something. So you really gotta pump it pretty good, but we're gonna keep trying to putt with the Tomb, get better as we go, hopefully. Use your legs. Oh. And I shorted the second one. All right, so blue Toro, puddle top Toro. It is muddy out here. And then we actually kind of cranked this Invader on a nice little floaty ante. I like this disc, man. It really does hold any line you put it on. So we're gonna throw all 4 off this tee. We'll start with what I think I would actually play. That is the Invader. We just gotta hit the gap, which is tiny and very far away. So slight hyzer up the middle, get it to drift right a little at the end of the flight if I can. Drift, come on, flip a little. Dang, all right. Not an awful shot. We are like pin high left, but we wanted that to drift a little more. It's gonna be hard to hit this gap while kind of yanking this over a tiny bit. Maybe I can throw the Tomb flat. Come on. Oh, actually I think that would have faded back out. All right, 4 hands with the Toros. It's gotta be flexy. So high, little bit of anhyzer. Maybe we can get around those trees. I don't think this has enough stability to get back though. Yeah, it doesn't. So that's kind of the shot you do with like a Firebird on this hole. And then this one, we're gonna go more up the middle. Try to throw it really hard and keep it straight for longer, straight through the gap. Yeah, dude, that Toro's money. A little too much hyzer on this guy. We do have a putt. But let's be real. With these putters, it's just not happening. Especially it's low ceiling. Pretty much 0% chance, so I'm just gonna try to blast it. So bad, man. Well, got 2 layups. We'll go from the puddle top Toro. Actually, I'm gonna putt with the Invader on this one. That's how much I hate those tunes. You're welcome to throw your rep shot. Not making the film. Real quick outro. We'll talk about these putters. Love this guy. Forehand's amazing. Puddle topped. Just flies really nice. Not super glidey. Great for like an approachy, bergy type shot. Bit more stable, but definitely workable, and it seems like I throw it pretty well. This guy, I've had good and bad shots with him. He's the beat up Toro. By the way, this is a Toro as well. Someone mentioned all the disc names, so. Beat up Toro. I don't know about him. He seems to be really finicky. Sometimes I feel like he just goes straight. He doesn't respond very well to power. More power, he just goes straight, like far, and doesn't seem to have any fade at all. And then lower power, he seems really overstable. So I don't know if he's gonna stay in. I do have that soft Toro that I got from Flexline. I think maybe the soft Toro plus this guy for skips. It's gonna be a sick approach disc kind of combo. Invader, love this disc. Love the hand feel. Maybe a little slower than the Tomb, which is kind of what I was looking for. Also, this comes in a bunch of plastics, and I know that Star's a bit flippier. So I think I could run a Luster Invader and a Star Invader and have kind of a straight and an understable putter, which is good for me. This does hold hyzer pretty well, so I can use it for like hyzer putter shots. It's not just gonna flip all the way over. And then Tomb, I like this disc a lot, to be honest. This one's not that stable anymore. It seems like they beat it pretty quick to be straight flyers. Go really far, as you guys saw on the long hole on this course. Good disc, pretty good hand feel. This one's a little domey. I would like to get something a tiny bit flatter, but I'm kind of worried that would be less stable. So, hope you guys enjoyed. This was Nick Lutzie's Incarnation, Washington. Stay tuned. Let me know what you guys want to see next. I know we have kind of a little collab coming up with some Innova throwers, so that's going to be fun. We're definitely going to get to review those Flexline discs we got tomorrow. So subscribe if you want to see that, and thanks for tuning in. Peace.